as you come back. Okay, camera died pretty clearly. Oh well. What were we talking about at the end of that? When was that last car we were discussing? Also, luxury cream-filled wafers, huh?
Delicious.
Oh, nom nom nom. Crumbs coming out of my mouth. I wish we could have zoomed in on that.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice moment for us.
If we had a cameraman.
Yeah, fuck. But we don't. We have a stack of books. Isn't that classic?
Uh-huh.
Alright, we have a few more cards to discuss in this second part of the discussion here. So let's get to it. Alright, what do you want to talk about?
Alright.
Shit on me.
A lot of spell cards up for discussion. First one that we hadn't mentioned and we really should is Mind Control. Definitely a way to hit Plant Synchro decks in general.
Yeah.
And I mean, foolish. Change of Heart is banned.
Yeah,
In this day and age, Mind Control is hardly different from Change of Heart. Yeah, you can attack with it, can be tributed, but you can synchro with it, you can exceed with it. It's just too easy.
I think that it's a reasonable thing to hit. I think it would not be a terrible idea. I don't think they'll do it. I really don't, but I think they should. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think if you're going to get rid of any cards, in terms of spell cards, that one is one of the more unbalanced cards. I mean, that card is too easy to use. It's just too easy.
And it's not like there's any deck that revolves around it. Like, oh, you're killing a deck, you're going to make the deck unplayable. It's just a gratuitous, easy card to screw your opponent over.
And I just don't see how it hurts the game to be without it. I do see how it helps the game, and to me that should be the logic and impetus behind taking away a card.
I make people make a more original deck, I think is the key here, without ruining decks.
Right, which doesn't ruin anything.
And on that note, Foolish Burial.
Foolish Burial.
Definitely doesn't ruin any decks. It makes certain decks harder to play.
It ruins Dos's Dragoonity deck.
Yeah. So, I mean...
No, I think the Burial could also go, but I also think that they won't. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. It's down to one. One seems reasonable. Why bother? I really tell you why bother on that one.
And with the Japanese meta being the basis for these changes on the most part by Konami, or so we are led to believe, Rekindling.
Rekindling, I think if Levels became bigger here, maybe. I don't know. I understand that we're going off Japanese meta, and Rekindling is a broken card. I mean, Rekindling is super broken. But did Levels top at Guadalajara? Right, that's my point.
Do we have what they need to top?
No, we don't have shit. Maybe September for us. I don't see it happening until September if it happens for us at all.
Well, the ban list is the same for both us and Japan.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I thought they had separate things.
No.
Well, fuck it. No, I still don't think so.
No.
It is broken. 50-50.
It would be a preemptive thing on their part, and I think it would help the Japanese game a little bit, but that's led to be seen. Next up, we have Maxi.
You can't touch Maxi. You gotta leave Maxi alone. Maxi and Effect Veiler both. You leave them alone. They're the two most game-balancing cards out there right now. Period.
I mean, Veiler, I'd agree with 100%. Maxi, I could see going to 2, because I mean, you use it in the right situation, you have something to back yourself up with it, you just drew 5 cards, and you can win the game on your turn.
I just think Maxi requires your opponent to think with some damn strategy, instead of just, I've got this big power play I'm going to make, and that's that. It causes your opponent to take a stutter step, like, and then they have to think about it before they rush ahead. So, for example, duelist like Helmet. Helmet out.
Hey, Helmet.
They'll attack into Maxi, they'll just keep special summoning, like his Psychic deck. He keeps special summoning, his 6 amps, keeps special summoning. He loses every time the next turn. Every time. It requires you to think. And I think that any card that makes somebody think a little harder while they play,
It was a good card.
yeah, how is that a problem? Why mess with that card?
Definitely.
I don't agree.
Back towards decks in general, Rescue Rabbit / any of the Dino Zexes.
You can take this one. I have no interest in it.
I mean, Rabbit to 2 maybe, give it a little less consistency. I think the biggest thing though than that, the better thing is to limit Leviair.
Yeah, limit Leviair, and I don't think it's even related to. I mean, yeah, but it's not like a specific card for the rabbits. It's too good. I think that limiting Leviair is a logical step. I think that Leviair is a powerhouse, not necessarily in its attack, which is measly, but its effect is terrific. And so, yeah, definitely, especially with the shit you got going on now with all that remove from play bullshit that you can do these days. Oh, I'm sorry, banished bullshit. Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. Give me one more.
I had 2 more for you.
Okay.
All morning, staying at 2, going to 1, or back to 3.
Staying at 2 or going back to 3. I don't think it's going to 1. Yeah. There's nothing broken about it. You pay 2,000 life points. It's pretty steep.
Yeah. And last but not least, priority.
It will stay. I don't think that we will go the way of Japan in dumping out priority. I think priority is pretty dumb. But it is what it is. It is what we've been using. And if you take it out, you change the entire game overnight. Suddenly, no one has a reason to run Solemn Warning. Period. Yeah. You just run Bottomless. You maybe
Raigeki break.
Right. You just perhaps side a single Bottomless, or side a single Solemn Warning, and run 2 Bottomless in your main deck. I mean, if they take away priority, they got to ban Bottomless, like right then. But then people just run stupid Trap Hole. You know, it's just. I think that taking away priority is game changing and perhaps game breaking.
Yeah, I think it'd be a poor decision. I think the game actually does work better with it than without it, because you have to rely on cards with cost like Warning.
And Effect Veiler is much less useful if they take away priority. I mean, tremendously so, because you just Bottomless Trish.
Yeah.
Sorry, but alright, we're out of time. This Hex.
This the Commander. Thanks for joining us. This Team Portuguese regrets.
Yeah. Helmet out.
Helmet out.
I'll get it.